UPK, oh and west. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shy never come bring peace, him start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. But just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the nation. Daniel get a vision. Him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions. Come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons. Same situation with Rasta with Islam. Only beacon of hope for your lean on is UPK and the General YAHANNA. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yahweh Shai Mashiach is a black man who have ear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, wheat we no tear. Bun Saddam, my bun, but him and are just part of the nation. Yahweh Shai never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. Adjust the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the whole city and the beasts and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, I know the first days. Hey, 400 years to work with, then desert with, then turn round and call it worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and they need doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to building off a turn after the long journey. No care much money you want earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to building off a turn after the long journey. No care much money you want earn. Hey, I just part of the mission. Yahweh Shai never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth. UPK, oh and west. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yahweh Shai never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. But just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the nation. Daniel get a vision. Him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions. Come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons. Same situation with Rasta with Islam. Only beacon of hope for your lean on is UPK and the General YAHANNA. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yahweh Shai Mashiach is a black man who have ear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, wheat we no tear. Bun Saddam, my bun, but him and are just part of the nation. Yahweh Shai never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. Adjust the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the whole city and the beasts and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, I know the first days. Hey, 400 years to work with, then desert with, then turn round and call it worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and they need doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to building off a turn after the long journey. No care much money you want earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to building off a turn after the long journey. No care much money you are earning, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in UPK. Oh, and West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. Don't put your trust in the riches and wealth, contamination. But just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the mission. Daniel get a vision. Him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions. Come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons. Same situation with Rasta with Islam. Only beacon of hope for your lean on is UPK and the General YAHANNA. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yahweh Shai Mashiach is a black man who have ear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, we no tear. Bun Saddam, my bun Batman are just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, contamination. I just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the whole city and the beasts and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, I know the first days. Hey, 400 years to work with, then desert with, then turn round and call we worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and they need doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to your building have to turn after the long journey. No care much money you want earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to your building have to turn after the long journey. No care much money you want earn, hey, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, contamination. I just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the mission.
All right, Shalom Israel. Clap it up. Welcome again to another ISUPK Wednesday night law class. My name is Priest and Officer 500 Kayadwan out of ISUPK Jamaica under commanding General YAHANNA. I say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Barakathum to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Ilathon Ba'asham Yahweh to my sisters. All right, so the ISUPK started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. That is where the Hebrew Israelite movement started. And I mean, and that's where the Hebrew Israelite movement is going to end. You understand? There will be no other home of the truth. There has not been. You understand? If you have seen other groups out there, usually their leaders were early members of the ISUPK who, you know what I mean, left the truth for one reason or another. You understand? Commanding General YAHANNA was put in charge of the ISUPK by the previous leaders of the ISUPK. This is where it's all started. Commanding General YAHANNA is still the leader of the ISUPK to this day. See, Commanding General YAHANNA did not give anybody any authority to go out there and teach. You understand? The original doctrine of the ISUPK from ever since have been one body of Christ, one truth. There is no two truth. When Moses was on the earth, see, the Most High was not dealing with anybody else But Moses, when Jeremiah was on the earth, the Most High was not dealing with anybody else but Jeremiah. Is either you were following the prophet of God or you were, considered going against the Most High. You understand? But for one reason or another, you always have people who tend to deviate from the truth, deviate from following the prophet of God, and try to them own thing. Why? Because they want power, they want authority. You understand? And for another reason that might not be so much, on the surface that you can clearly see. Sometimes there's an agenda. You understand? So today's class is dedicated to a fake Hebrew Israelite group who, many of you might see, even here in Jamaica, you might see some of them called the IUIC. The IUIC stands for the Israelite United in Christ Church. Let me repeat. The IUIC stands for the Israelite United in Christ Church. So it's a church. You understand? The Israelite movement did not start off with any church business, basically. You understand? The church thing is not acceptable because of the reputation of the Christian church today. We don't want to be mixed up. That's why the ISUPK is the Israelite, school of universal practical knowledge, not the Israelite church, but school. See? Because what the Christian church is doing today, we don't want to have nothing at all. We don't want people to mix us up, mix up us with the Christian church. See? So we are a school. But the IUIC, the purple group, they are a church. And they tend to don't do much different from a church other than teach that black people and Hispanic are Israelites. You know what I mean? But according to the scriptures, you can't eat at the table of devils and at the table of the Most High at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's either you're with the Most High or you're against him. The Most High gave this truth to the ISUPK because he wanted to, dismantle all of Christianity, all of Muslim, all of that. So when you decide, say, boy, you're going to be like the Christian church, you're basically saying that you reject what Christ and the Most High gave to us initially. You don't respect it. You don't respect the radical pushing of this truth as you got it in the original, in the initial stages. You understand? But we, the ISUPK, we never change. All right. Now, the reason why I bring up this Israelite group, is because I posted something on social media that has nothing at all to do with them, as we always do. See? And some purple LGBT, one of them, for them members, post under the comment, come to the IUIC Jamaica. We can't make that stand. So this class is dedicated to the IUIC, to exposing the IUIC. You know what I mean? I don't know with the Jamaican branch of the IUIC, you know what I mean? Where them know about them founders in the United States. But we here in the ISUPK, we know them. We know who they are. We know that they are not the body of Christ. We know who their leader is, which is Nathaniel Israel. You know what I mean? We know who he is. Their leader was in the ISUPK. You understand? He was a police officer. Zin? But while in the ISUPK, he did not inform anybody that he was a police officer. No, to any well-thinking black person or Hispanic or native Indian out there, what does that sound like? Especially when you're in a black organization that look out for the interests of blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians. If there's a police officer in the group but he tells nobody that he's a police officer. What is that called? Anybody in the chat? Zane, may I go in 15 seconds? What is it called when a police officer is amongst you, but nobody knows that he's a police officer? What is that called? 5 seconds. That's called being an undercover cop. Zane, Bishop Nathaniel, the leader of the IUIC, the Purple Pigs, we call them the Purple Pigs because many of them members are police officers. Zane, and their leader Nathaniel Israel was in the ISUPK in the early stages, Zane, before he left as a police officer, but nobody knew he was a police officer until he left, because he was an undercover police officer in the truth trying to stir up problems. Zane, but anyway, he left the truth and joined other groups that formed because of the breakup that they caused, because of them, you know what I mean, whatever agenda the white man gave them to do in the early ISUPK, Zane, they did it and then break up the truth. Zane, they didn't destroy the truth because the truth is of God. That's why I'm still here today. That's why I was able to join the ISUPK, because the Most High preserved the ISUPK in command in General YAHANNA. But these purple pigs tried to destroy the ISUPK in its early stage. And after, them set up different Israelite groups when it was supposed to be one. Zane, it was supposed to be one. He joined one group, him left. He joined another group, him left. Until finally, him start the Purple La Vista Boys, the IUIC. Zane, and they spread, they become big. Not by accident. Not by accident. And they like to brag how much, you know what I mean, members them have and rate. But that is not by accident. That is because you are a product of the American government. You understand? You are a black op police organization with the duty of destroying the Hebrew Israelite movement. How do we know? Your leader was in the ISUPK in his initial stage as an undercover police officer. Zane, so him start the Purple La Vista, and like any Christian church, there's a lot of, you know what I mean, madness, a lot of deviation, you know what I mean, from the Bible, a lot of foolishness, but them still try them best to present themselves as if they are some kind of Hebrew Israelite movement. See? But bear in mind, what they do is completely bastardize the doctrine, deviating from the Bible, telling you that Africans are Israelite too, telling you that you're not supposed to blame the white man. The white man is no longer our enemy. See? Changing the Hebrew that them learn, you know what I mean? Changing the name of the Most High. Basically spinning the thing around to fit the oppressor's agenda. So now they are spreading like wildfire. You all seen them and you think those are the Hebrew Israelites, when all them is just a product of the white man to destroy the Hebrew Israelite movement. That's all them is. See? And we would give a damn about the IUIC, you know what I mean, if they never comment under our video. You comment under our video, now we have a problem. See? So we are going to expose them. We're going to show the people what is the product of the IUIC. What are the fruits that you bear? So the first product we're going to jump to a lady called Ghey Morgan, who was a part of the IUIC, right? She was a part of the IUIC. She seems like she had a lot of zeal because now she learned that she was an Israelite, but she didn't know that she was in a predatorial, you know what I mean, organization that would prey upon her safety. See? And this sister eventually lose her life. She was unalive and them try to cover it up. You understand? We're going to jump to the tape. In the meanwhile, everybody just like, share, follow, subscribe, depending on the platform you're watching on. We are the ISUPK Jamaica under commanding General YAHANNA, and this is our Wednesday night law class. See? So this is a BBC documentary. BBC create a documentary based on this terrible incident that was created. I mean, if the BBC or the CNN or Fox News had any dirt on the ISUPK, you can rest assured that, you know what I mean, they would have created a documentary for us. But because the ISUPK, we don't break any laws, whether the laws of the Most High or the laws of the land. See? There's no documentary because our slate clean. The best them can do is classify us as a hate group. When all we show is love to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and expose the things that destroy us as a people. That's all we do. But because these fake Israelite groups don't have them house in order, the BBC can just pull up some, you know what I mean, some incident that took place in them organization and just make a documentary, and it's out there. And let us just watch this documentary.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Jane Killick. Police investigating the disappearance of Joy Morgan, the trainee midwife from the University of Hertfordshire, have rearrested a man on suspicion of murder.
A man's been charged with the murder of missing student Joy Morgan. The 21-year-old was last seen at a church in Ilford in London on Boxing Day.
You know which church that was? The IUIC. See? So let me see if I can know who we are talking about. See? Yeah, the purple group. You see them in Jamaica, you see them a march and a talk on the road. You know what I mean? We see them too, we don't pay them no mind. Because Christ said, let them alone. You know what I mean? Who is not here with us, they are on our part. You will eventually see who these people are. See? These are them. And this is the man that they just see in police uniform. And he's their leader. See?
What will come out over the next few months is the story of a young woman who became distant from her family, deeply committed to a church described by some as a hate group.
You don't see this right now, you know, on TikTok, but on YouTube and Facebook, they must see her. This is the woman in them church. You can see the purple. You can see that she's excited to be a part of this church. Zane? Because what? Anybody would be excited to learn that they are the real Israelites in the Bible. And this sister, clearly she had a zeal, but she never knew that she was in a place that was, you know what I mean, was full of predators. You know what I mean? Let's continue playing the tape.
A church where she'll meet her murderer.
Was in the church where she would meet her what?
By some as a hate group. A church where she'll meet her murderer.
I know that IUIC
church where she would meet her unaliver.
has the words of eternal life. And I know it for a fact. And
so she is speaking. Joy speaking in December of 2018. See?
That's why I will continue to enjoy Lord's will and be with IUIC until the end.
Being what? IUI who?
I will continue to enjoy Lord's will and be with IUIC.
IUIC, Israel United in Christ Church. I mean, when we do a story on any church, it's never nice, you know. It's never nice. Because all Christianity, and they are Christians. That's all them is. They are not Israelites. They are just Christian church, a Christian church created by the oppressor to subvert the progress of what Commanding General YAHANNA is doing. Because them can't destroy Commanding General YAHANNA. Them can't find no criminal in the ISUPK. Them can't find no sinners in the ISUPK. And God is with the ISU. So what them have to do? Create a church that says they are Israelites to subvert the progress that is taking place in the ISUPK. And this sister fell in that trap.
Until the end. Lord's will.
Just Google Joy Morgan. See?
She's a good person, she's kind, she's thoughtful, she always want to help, and she is her name, she's just Joy.
Oh, Joy was lovely as a kid. She was so funny and energetic and always smiling and running around, and just she was lovely, really nice.
Joy grew up in Battersea, South London, with her mum, 2 sisters and a brother.
Our treat was we go swimming and we walk from Latchmere swimming bars down to Falcon Road, and there'd be like a chicken shop on the corner which used to do like £2 meals. So our thing was to go swimming, with Earl and Joy, we'd get like a chicken box, buy a little treat, little things like that. Sometimes I had no money, but I used to walk up and down to all the different parks. I used to just play in them.
She was my first sister, so it was exciting to me. And she just brought so much joy to me. I used to be really, I still am really proud of her.
She liked to make sure that you was doing the best for yourself. Stuff like looking for jobs, going to college. She always wanted to make sure that you was doing the most you could do, at, you know, with the surroundings that you have.
She wanted to go on to be a doctor, and she said, I'm going to train midwifery first, and then when I pass that, I'm going on to be a doctor afterwards, Mum.
I just miss that kind-hearted person. Her smile.
I think more likely she's Jamaican, you know. I have to go research. More likely she's Jamaican or Caribbean. Because this is in Britain. See? This is in Britain. Usually, when you deal with black people in Britain, and you can clear she's no African. See? She's probably Jamaican, but we'll find out. We're going to find out and update. See? But we know she come from the Caribbean.
The laugh.
Our people come from the Caribbean.
A beautiful person.
Her uncle Prince, stepdad Sean and dad Paul all died between 2006 and 2014.
With Prince passing first was like hard for everybody, but yeah, it would have been hard for Joy. She was really sad about that. Her stepdad, that was terrible because that was cancer, like what happened to Prince. And then obviously what happened with her dad was really, really bad, and she was sad, she was low.
In 2014, Joy's dad took his own life.
She had a lot of tragic losses back to back, so she was very vulnerable, and like she wanted to feel part.
Before coming into the truth, I was kind of into the Illuminati thing, so I was like watching videos, like researching it, and then one of the suggested videos was from IUIC Atlanta camp, and from then I was mind blown, and from there it just continued.
It was not long after her dad's death that Joy started becoming interested in a church called Israel United in Christ.
And it's usually the case, like many of our people tend to start search for themselves right after tragedy and thing. You know what I mean? If them not give up on life. So this sister, after her father died, she has searched for herself and she woke up on some video with some false prophet. You know what I mean? Telling her that she's an Israelite, which she is, but lowering her to her demise. You understand? Let's continue playing. See them here? So this features the IUIC. You understand? See them here? I look on them right now. See? This is them. Right?
Becoming interested in a church called Israel United in Christ.
We haven't come to play no games. Who's the king? Christ! Who's the king? Christ!
The church was founded in the US in 2003. Its leader is a man called Bishop Nathaniel.
This is Bishop Nathaniel. This LGBT undercover cop. And we're going to touch upon in LGBT nature later on. See?
IUIC is part of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. It believes that Black, Hispanic, and Native American people are God's chosen ones and are the true.
So they must show the 12 tribe chart of the IUIC on their website, which the IUIC gets from the ISUPK. So why leave the ISUPK if we had it right? If we had it right, why on the left? It's because you're not sinners and you want to be able to sin and nobody can check on upon it. You understand?
direct descendants of the biblical 12 tribes of Israel.
In the beginning, it was a proud feeling. It was a feeling of being a part of a unity, a unified group. You don't really see a lot of Black people together, honestly. So I had a sense of pride, a sense of, yes, like we're actually organizing something, we're doing something for God. And so I was very prideful in the beginning. I was happy, I was excited.
I watched men who came in that were drug addicts, drug dealers, you know, and they actually changed. Seeing how the Bible could unify our people to where the barriers of, you know, Blacks, Hispanics fighting each other, you know, just us as being at the bottom of society, you know, hating one another, we were now treating one another like family.
But IUIC has some controversial views.
This group's philosophy is if you're not part of certain races, you will eventually be their slave. But leaders say they are not a hate group because they claim they don't hurt anyone.
The other nations are going to be our slaves in the kingdom.
So I will be your slave?
Yes, according to the Bible. All the other nations that came out against us, they're sold us into slavery, that are oppressing us, they're going to be slaves in the kingdom. And we're
so them basically teach what we teach, but you know what I mean? Whenever them come out, them more against our people, Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indian, more than them against the white man. Them so nice and polite to the white man, but yet still when it comes to our people, them beat us down to the ground. Them beat down Black people and what Black people doing wrong and all them things there. Then this would I consider a hate group. You know why I consider this a hate group? Because them don't love Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And Jai Morgan's situation is proof. Zane, let's continue.
Going to be the ruling people in the kingdom under Christ.
These views have resulted in it being labelled as a Black nationalist hate group by a civil rights organization in the US.
They have the belief that Caucasians are literally, not figuratively, not like metaphorically, but they are literally the devil. So what white people have done, like with slavery, for example, and other ways of oppressing Black people, are because they're the devil, right? It's because white people have this, horrific, it's like white people are genetically driven to destroy Black people.
In comparison to the Israelite community itself, yes, they're a hate group. Because the Israelite, to be an Israelite and to be part of a community of believing Israelites, you don't learn to hate people. You're supposed to have a higher understanding than to just hate people.
IUIC dismisses Bezalel Ben Israel as a disgruntled ex-member. It says it doesn't recognise the Southern Poverty Law Centre as a reputable organisation. It denies it's a hate group and says it doesn't encourage anyone to break laws. In 2017, IUIC opened its first premises in the UK. It's based in Ilford in East London. The men regularly street preach and the members meet on Saturdays for what's known as the Sabbath. The church leaders in the US post sermons online so that followers around the world can watch.
Their kingdom is going to be rolled together in a mushroom cloud, the dropping the bomb.
It was all on the internet that she was getting it.
She became someone different. She became to separate herself from her family, which was important to her.
And if you know the ISUPK, we don't encourage nobody to separate from them family. Zin? So the IUIC making the sister separate from her family, and that is how every, predatorial group operate. First, they have to separate you from you. Instead of make you go amongst your family and change your family, because that is what the ISUPK does. Teach your family the truth. Teach them, say them are Israelite and them not supposed to eat pork. But from a group, I go tell you, say you have to isolate from your family and you go sign non-disclosure agreements and them things there. Them up to something. Some brainwashing that take place. See?
Because I know Joy loves her family. The teachings of the church, which I'm not too clear on, I'm not going to go into all of them like I know it all, but it just seems like a cult, and she just got swept away in it.
I've been in bed at 2 o'clock at night. She'd actually wait up to hear the man's talking in America. Now, when you're listening to someone speak, but it just sounds so harsh.
Exactly. People are stupid. These are.
It sounds harsh because them harsh to black people. You understand? Them harsh to Hispanics and Native Indians, God people. When it comes to the white man, so when it comes to the white man, you know what I mean? Them teach, no, the white don't abhor a Edomite. Because what? The white man set up that group here. This is a black up group created by the white man. See, the ISUPK, we chastise our people, but we blast the oppressor for the crimes them when commit against our people. We chastise our people so that them can get right. This group only chastise our people. That's all them do. And as you can look on them and know, say, yo, them are some low down, dirty Negroes. And as me say, many of them are just undercover police officers, like them leader. You understand? This group job is the same thing where the white man do for destroy the Black Panther movement. The same thing where the white man do for destroy any black movement is what this group's job is to do. So them out on the forefront with them thousands of members as if they are championing the Hebrew Israelite movement. See? So when you think about Hebrew Israelite, you think about the purple pigs, right? I can't tell you how much time I speak to people and me tell them say I'm an Israelite and them say, oh, so yeah, the man them when me see out there in the purple, I say, no, them boy, they are some, you know what I mean? No. You understand? But the first people you think of is them, but let me show you what them is. Them is where you are going to go and you are going to become destroyed and you're going to lose your life and you're going to be abused because they are not the home of the truth. They are some organization created by the oppressor to subvert this movement that ISUPK of, you know what I mean, has been given by the Most High. You understand?
Strategies and
all right, so some obviously, all right, so this is how them operate. So somebody in the comment already, Israelite King Solomon, obviously one of them members, right? In the comment, this is what I'm saying. The worst thing we could do is break the greatest commandment, eating thy brother in thine heart. So if you just forward, you might not know that what I am playing is the IUIC's hatred for a sister, in that one of their members unalive this sister, see? And them try to sweep it under the rug. But you're just on time because we not done play the tape. We are playing a BBC documentary of what your organization, if you're a part of it, did to this sister. This zealous sister who wanted to learn more about her culture and herself. And now she's in the grave. She was found buried in some fucking park. And we need to get to the meat of the matter yet. So don't tell we about you in the ISUPK do not love your brother. And by extension, your sister. You understand? And we're going to show you why. You're just on time. Just stay with us.
Tactics to keep us from the mission.
So I was going, no, I'm not having that. So in the end, they all started taking out the broadband so she couldn't do it at night time.
She was getting more and more into it. And when she was getting more and more into it, she became more vocal with some things that wasn't nice. Yeah.
What kind of things?
A white devil.
Our whole family's mixed. You know, her sisters are mixed. Her stepdad is white. I'm white. She's got other members of the family that are white. And she's an open-minded person.
Well, because like in the Israelite church, you can't be Israelite if your father's a white man. So she would like be like to my little sister, "You're a white devil," and it was like, whoa, what's happened to Joy? And then that's when she became more distant. Like it's like she hardly spoke to me and stuff.
I mean, some people might hear it and go, it sounds like Joy was a bit racist.
Oh, I blatantly called my daughter racist. I ain't saying that. I never called her that. Oh, yeah, I did. I said the religion that she's got is racism.
Joy was 17 when she joined that church. And everyone knows when you're 17, you're basically still a kid. You still can be influenced by all kinds of things.
I said, enough now. You need to stop that rubbish. No, you need to stop that rubbish. And then afterwards, it ended up she left.
Joy was rehoused by the council until she started university in Hertfordshire in autumn 2017. Studying to be a midwife, in her first year, Joy lived on campus. The uni says she was quiet, highly respected, with a caring nature and perpetual smile. But her involvement with IUIC continued.
And I even went to her friends and even a teacher at school, even to my doctor, and spoke to them about this cult business that she was in, and what do I do? And it was all saying to us, so it was like, all of us really collectively, oh, she'll get over it, she'll come back, she's going to university, thinking this will be a change.
She was growing, she was becoming a woman. And I think if she would have been given a few more years, she would have been out of that church. She would have realized it's not for her. She's too good. She's too helpful and kind.
But two former members of IUIC London who knew Joy say her dedication to the church was clear. We've agreed not to show their faces.
Joy was sweet. She was naive, bubbly, just a typical teenager, really. She was very loyal to IUIC, extremely loyal. She wouldn't be the sort of person that you could raise any concerns or worries about the congregation to her. She was faithful, like blindly faithful.
It divided her from us because it made her seem like they were there for her when we couldn't be there for her. Well, I couldn't be there for her because I put her out at 18 because I said, enough. I'm not having every day. Every single day is about the same thing. It's about hate.
You are not allowed to make friends outside of this. You're not supposed to hang out with people outside of the group. You're supposed to marry in the group. In other words, you are to transfer your allegiance from whatever you had before, whether it's family or friends, to this organization and this organization only. And this is one of the things that makes Israel United in Christ seem to be very cult-like. I'm not surprised at all to hear that she was estranged from her family and that this was very problematic. Because when you sign on with these people, you are in that group and you are no longer a part of whatever social network you had before.
It's absolutely not true. It's a lie. Right now, as I'm speaking, my beloved mother is here. She came down from New York.
This is one of the church leaders talking to us in August.
I would have her come into the screen, but I don't want to, put her face out there like that. But she is here. I never cut ties with her at all, although we have different beliefs. Now, what we do teach is don't follow the ways of your family members who might be walking contrary to what God says.
Your family's in the world. They're of the devil because they don't know who they are. They're lost. This is what they teach us. So basically cut them off or you're not going to heaven.
IUIC is my family.
So he was lying. So one of the sisters them say, that is what them teach us. So he was lying.
And like the best family that I've ever had. That's it really.
In the days before Joy went missing, she'd been invited to a family party.
Her auntie was doing a little Christmas thing after Christmas, and she was inviting the family down. So I was trying to talk her in to come in, just for a little, because she doesn't believe in Christmas. I was saying to her, it's not Christmas, it's a family thing. Why don't you have a drink? It's just because it's December, that's a Christian thing. You're not that way. So, she didn't go. She didn't go.
Instead, on the 26th of December 2018, she went to an event at IUIC Ilford. It was the last place she was seen alive. But it would take 6 weeks before her family realised she was missing.
It was Christmas time. Joy don't celebrate Christmas. So there was no worry. Then afterwards, I was still calling, and I'm a worrier anyway. So I was just like, she did say her phone wasn't working properly. She'd get back to me, you know. So I know she's always busy with her placement, or she's busy with uni. So Joy will get back to me at some point.
I did not believe there was anything wrong. I thought there was something wrong with my phone. Then there was something wrong with Joy's phone, and I didn't get her. Then there was other things happening. And I was phoning her. All of a sudden, February 6th, I was going, hold on a second, dear. It's 6 weeks. I will never not feeling guilt until the day they bury me.
The alarm was finally raised on the 7th of February after Joy's letting agent contacted Carol to say Joy hadn't paid her rent and her flatmates hadn't seen her for a while. Joy's mum reported her missing to the police. It didn't take them long to identify a suspect.
You've been arrested on suspicion of the murder of Joy Morgan. I'll have to caution you, as I did do at the roadside. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. Listen, you did not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Okay.
I just want to know if she's dead because this is shocking. It's like I don't think she's like. Feels like I'm dreaming. I'm gonna wake up.
Chauffeur El Israel, a member of Joy's church, was arrested 2 days later.
Joy was reported missing on the 7th.
All right. So who unalive Joy Morgan? Chauffeur El Israel or Ben Israel, a member of the IUIC. A member of this LGBT man's church. Unalive this Benjamite sister, and it gets worse. He's not even an Israelite. It was an African who, I don't want to get to it yet, Zane, but an African, which we tell you that Africans are not Israelites. The ISUPK taught this idiot, this dummy, Nathaniel, that Africans are not Israelite, but when him start him COINTEL Pro, you know what I mean, organization funded by the oppressor, him start bring Africans in. Well, African unalive, one of our sisters in a group. And it gets even worse, but I'm going to continue playing the tape.
And on the 9th, Mr. Israel was arrested for the first time. So it was really quick that it was, just deemed that this was totally out of character for Joy and that with absolutely no contact from her since the 26th of December, that there was something more sinister.
As the police continued gathering evidence, the family were frustrated by what they saw as a lack of media interest. The recent disappearance of Hull student Libby Squire had made major headlines.
Libby Squire was last seen on Thursday just before midnight.
We saw other people's cases all over the media, but not Joy. And yes, it is because Joy is black. And yes, it is because there's no scandal behind Joy.
I can't comment on why the media pick up or don't pick up on certain cases. I think we put everything out there. I think certainly the case from up in Humberside was ahead of us by a week, and so had already got that impetus going. Whether that was to do with race and the fact that Joy was black, I don't know.
She couldn't sell news, because if she could have sold the news with all that stuff behind her, gang warfare, guns, drugs, and all the rest of it, they would have stuck her little black beauty on the telly.
On the 27th of February, chauffeur El Israel was charged with the murder of Joy Morgan. Her body still hadn't been found.
That is why we encourage you, do not, do your research before, you find out you're an Israelite, fine. See, do your research. Do your research. Or you're going to end up in one of them group here. They're going to look flashy and pretty because, of course, them have money because the oppressor fund them. But you're going down a rabbit hole. You're going down a rabbit hole where you now can come out of. And your experience might not be death, but it might be some traumatic event where you can't, and now you're going to come out and blame the Hebrew Israelites and say, oh, Hebrew. No, the Hebrew Israelites is not like that. That's a Christian church. That's an organization created by the oppressor to turn you away from the truth. And organizations like this don't give one damn about your safety and even about your life. We will continue playing it.
Born in Nigeria, Chauffeur El Israel came to Britain.
Born where? In Nigeria. And we play it again.
Chauffeur El Israel was charged with the murder of Joy Morgan. Her body still hadn't been found.
So he unalive her and hid her body. More likely, him rape her. Rape this teenage girl. See? Grape. Let me use the word grape for TikTok's sake. See? And bury her body somewhere. Where him come from?
Born in Nigeria, Chauffeur El Israel came to...
Born in Nigeria. Nigerians are not Israelites. Nigerians sold us into slavery. But these purple LGBT bastards go around and teach you that Africans are Israelite too, and them have churches in Africa. If this incident is not a curse from God and them organization, I don't know what is. God is trying to show you where you are not supposed to be. You understand? Let's continue playing this.
Body still hadn't been found. Born in Nigeria, Chauffeur El Israel came to Britain in 1997. His original name was Ajibola Shogbamimu, but often when people join IUIC, they adopt a new name.
He got his name from his voice. Obviously, the shofar is the ram's horn. And because he had a very loud voice, he was a prominent speaker. One of the things that IUIC do a lot of is street preaching. And they also do a lot of videos where they're teaching. And a brother who has a very strong, distinctive, loud voice is something to be celebrated.
It's now 5 months since Joy was last seen. And despite Chauffeur El Israel being charged with her murder almost 2 months earlier, police are still searching for any trace of Joy. Because it took 6 weeks for her to be reported missing, it meant possible CCTV evidence had been deleted.
Every day it's, you know, have we found something? Have we got anything positive? And every day you're asking, and every day those search teams go out. And every day it's okay, we'll try again tomorrow. Of course, that gets exhausted after a while, in that you run out of the areas that your information tells you to look, and then you're a needle in a haystack territory.
And if you know these Africans, you know, them infamous for raping, you know, infamous for raping and sexual assault against, you know what I mean, women. Infamous. So you can imagine what go on in them church now. Especially when them don't operate like them is some kind of, you know what I mean, cult or some crap. When nobody can speak out. You can imagine how much abuse them sisters are go through right now because some African in them organization and she can't talk.
Newsbeat. In other news, a man's pleaded not guilty to murdering a student from Hertfordshire. Joy Morgan hasn't been seen since Boxing Day last year. 40-year-old Chauffeur El Israel will go on trial next month. Detectives have charged him, although a body hasn't been found.
It's the eve of the trial.
I open my balcony and I stand on it. And when I look on my balcony, I have to say, like, you know, where are you, Joy? Because I don't know where she is. There's only one person that knows missing. My mum, I was lucky, you know, I come from a West Indian family. My mum used to tell me a thing that, you know, you couldn't...
Yeah, you see, she said she come from a West Indian family. I know them are Caribbean. I know them are some Caribbean people. Them. Joy Morgan are probably Jamaican. And now you have these purple gay group in a Jamaica operate. And them look so good and so Christian-like and attract so many of our people. People don't even know, say, yo, they are responsible for the death of one of our sisters. That's why I'm telling you, doing the research. When you see me and Officer Abadawan come out and we are speak and we are telling you, say, the ISUPK is the home of the truth. We say that proud and we say that with no apology. Because things like this now happening at the ISUPK. You understand? Because this is the body of Christ. This is where the Most High have him name in the ISUPK. Them little break off sitting here where them go out and create, brethren, on best doing research and avoid them. Yeah, brethren, Christ would have probably come already if them fake group are never there, you know? Because so much of our people in them fake group here, we should have in the ISUPK. We would have the 144,000 already. The oppressor would have been get destroyed already. But because of them like LGBT, the battle continue. You know what I mean? And we're there for the battle. But we have to tell you, look, brethren, know what we want to do. Because when I go join some organization, we are steal the ISUPK's doctrine and twist it, and they're going to use that for your track, and you're going to end up like Jai Morgan. Let's continue playing this tape.
You can only cross one bridge at a time. So when I get there, I get to that bridge, then I'll cross it. You have no other choice but to get up and go on with it. Can't lay in your bed. The bed don't swallow you up. You know, you can't starve yourself to death because I've been trying it and it ain't working. You know, I have no other choice but to get up and wash, dress, you know, wash up, dress up, step up, because that's all I can do.
I'm hoping to find out what really happened, because up until now it's all confusing. They haven't even told us. All they're saying is that Joy was missing from this day, and all of this is a big gap. What happened? How did it come to this? How did she get involved with this man? I want to know it all. I feel like my sister got robbed for her future.
And that is the reason why at the end of every class you hear me read the ISUPK security announcement, where we say, when a brother or a sister comes in the school, they are off limits for 6 months. Why? Because they are here to shed themselves at the world. You don't know if that brother sitting in that seat is going to be in the ISUPK, or he is just coming to look if he's one, you know what I mean, to grip somebody. Stay away from him. See? Learn the truth. Eventually, that brother or that sister, them are going to fade out. Them now going to become an officer in the ISUPK. Them going to just be somebody who come to class for your time. As soon as them demons start get exposed, them are going to leave. But when you join an organization that has no discipline, you're going to link up with some demon, some heathen, and they're going to drag you off into some park, rape you, grape you, and bury you. You understand?
It's the first week of the trial, and Joy's family, the suspect's family, and members of IUIC have all come to court. Israel and his wife were also members of IUIC and were...
So the question is, the IUIC is there at court, right? Not saying that there shouldn't be, but who for side them depend? Them depend on the side of Jai Morgan or on the side of the member who analyzed Jai Morgan? Who them there for support? I just wonder, are they there to say that this brother is not responsible for Jai's death? Well, no, it would be more like the victim is no, you know what I mean, not even a victim. Like, who them a defend? Because let me tell you who them a defend. Who them come for support? Them come for support that brother. Them don't, not that brother, because he's not my brother, but them come for support them brother, that African, Zane, because them want the good image of them organization remain intact. So when them come to court, them come in defense of that person, that Amite. See? at the expense of Jai Morgan. This is weird. Let me continue playing.
Friends with Joy. They have a family home in Luton and a flat in Cricklewood in North London, 2 locations that would become key to events. The couple would pick Joy up and take her between her home in Hatfield in Hertfordshire and the church in Ilford. The court hears the defendant initially told police he dropped Joy off at home after the church event on the 26th of December.
26th was the one.
Him drop Joy home at the 26th of December. Let me play that again.
Dropped Joy off at home after the church event on the 26th of December.
26th was.
How did he get access to Joy? Is the problem. Here in the ISUPK, he wouldn't be able. We said if a member needs transportation, the teacher will arrange it. The teacher would be the head of the school, meaning if we have a school in Jamaica, Officer OBTENGA, who is in charge, would provide transportation for you. Not some member who just come in. And I don't know if the African did just come in or was still, you know. But him don't look like him did too old in them organization. Or him get access to Joy. Or is it that, you know what I mean, he's now carrying her home? Let me explain. The reason why he's bringing her home is because there's no discipline at the organization where I don't know if we can touch upon it on this class, but Commanding General YAHANNA interviewed a sister who was a part of the organization who said, you know what I mean, they was basically having sex with sisters and passing them around. Basically committing adultery. Just passing around sisters. You know what I mean? Having them wife, but have sisters who live with them have sex with, but them not married to them. You know what I mean? Like sisters with them just sleep with and throw away. Basically that did have one. So this Hamite did have access to Joy Morgan. So much so that he dropped her home. Even and probably was, you know what I mean, in relations with her. DJ Julio for Life said, I seen these guys in Toronto. You're going to see them everywhere, man, because the oppressor adamant, very adamant that he might go subvert everything that the ISUPK has worked hard to accomplish. So you're going to see them even here in Jamaica. And one of them purple gear members comment under one of our videos. So now we have to go explain to people who them really is. You understand?
It was a Wednesday. I dropped her off on the 26th because my wife was pregnant. And at first, yes, on that day.
So, hold on. Him drop her off on the 26th because his wife was pregnant. That don't make no sense. If your wife is pregnant, it no matter, you can still drop her off. But your other wife, Zane, but yet still your great Joy. All right. That's why Commanding General YAHANNA said, monogamy is adultery. And sisters who see the ISUPK and don't like the ISUPK because we say a man can have more than one wife, you're going to end up like Joy Morgan. Because you're going to join these purple gears or some other Israelite church or some church, and them are going to have them wife, but them are going to want to have sex with you too. So what them are going to do is love them wife and grape you and bury you in some park when you could have just been at the ISUPK and be one of my wives. I would have loved you and every wife for me have. Instead, some African I will grape you because him no want him wife find out and the organization, the IUIC, find out say him have sex with some other woman. So him go grape you and make love to him wife and him go bury you in a park so that nobody finds out. Because they are supposed to only have one wife. Well, the Bible don't agree with that. A man can have as many wives as him can, and that is biblical. And we see, the thing is, we now go subvert the Bible. You understand? In no way, shape, or form. See? Because when you subvert one thing, you go subvert another thing. So we say more than one wife, and we also say we not murder nobody. Them say, no, we not agree with the more than one wife, but yeah, them are going to analyze you. So if you break one sin, you break them all. If you break one law, you break them all. Monogamy is adultery. And you're going to end up in at the bottom of some shallow grave because you believe, say, a man no fear have more than one wife.
When I dropped her off, she was supposed to be spending the night with my wife because she normally stays with her sometimes.
But this was a lie. He later claimed Joy didn't want to stay at her home and asked to go back to his flat in North London, where she stayed on the sofa before he then took her back to Hatfield 2 days later.
She was crying and she said she wanted that she was going to leave. She said,
leave the church?
Yes, she said that it would be okay for her to come to Hebrew. And I told her, yes, she was crying and she said she wanted that she was going to leave. She said,
leave the church?
Yes.
Oh, so Joy wanted to leave the church. I don't know if you not hear it, you know. You probably not hear it, but he must say Joy wanted to leave the church. So who know why he unalived her? Maybe he unalived her because she wanted to leave. And who know why she wanted to leave? Maybe she found out some things that wanted her to leave, that forced her to want to leave. You understand? And now she's not here with us anymore.
I said that it would be okay for her to come to Hebrew. And I told her, I explained to her, look, we're not supposed to be staying together. So we went to Hebrew and she stayed. I explained to her, look,
I explained to her we are not supposed to be staying together. This sounds like him did have relations with her, but him did keep it under the quiet. And because them only allowed to have one wife, this is basically Christian church, you know. See it? Because them allowed for only have one wife, and she knew she could never be my wife, even though she was having sex with him, with this filthy African. See? No, she wanted to leave. She wanted to leave because she was having sex with a man that she knew she will never be his wife, because the stupid church called the IUIC teach that you only can have one wife. And she probably was planning on exposing him, which probably led to her death. Let's continue playing this.
We're not supposed to be staying together. So we went to Hebrew and she stayed in the living. She stayed on the couch in the living room. Then the next day I took her back to.
She asleep on him couch. What that sound like?
When she had come down.
Coming out in the court case that Shofar picked up Joy and dropped her back, with it just being those two in the car, that just rings alarm bells, because that was never supposed to happen. IUIC was so stringent about the relationship between men and women. And
so him did not have sex with her basically, even though him have him wife. Which means these groups, and even your Christian church, they are hypocrites. Even though them believe that one wife, them still have sex with you, sis. See? But you will never be them wife. So it's only two ways to deal with you. Kick you out of the organization, or unalive you and bury you in some shallow grave in some park.
I know that there was a time that Shofar was told explicitly not to have Joy in his car unless his wife was present, and that was done in front of the school. That was done in front of the congregation on the Sabbath. So it's beyond me how and why she continued getting lifts from him, or he continued giving her lifts. That shouldn't have.
him continue to bring her where she want go because him and her, she was his wife too. According to the laws of God, if him have sex with her, she am wife. Even though him have a wife. But because the organization is so against the Bible, it turned out in a some tragic thing. You understand?
Happened.
The jury then hears that Joy's house keys were found in his car when police searched it after his arrest.
She obviously doesn't have access to her flat because you have her.
So if her house key was found in his car and she went missing, that means he was the last person she was with before she went missing. Because upon to when she was with him until when she got missing, she never went to her house because her house key in her car. So she never went home. She went from FIRME car to missing.
Keys in your car.
The keys being found. When he said that she was alive, you know, he left her alive. Well, she couldn't have been alive if she had no key to get into her flat. You know? And she didn't phone me, so she got her key, she phoned him. So that means she's not around. She's not around.
But what were they doing in his flat? He claims they watched several videos, including one from former IUIC church member Bezaleel about why he'd left the organisation. All part of Chauffeur El Israel's story that Joy was considering leaving.
And not just the sins I was committing at the time, but was also putting the organization above the law.
The court heard Joy's phone number was removed from a church instant messaging group on Telegram on the 28th of December. It's one of the ways someone shows they have decided to leave the organisation. Some church members who gave evidence said that was a surprise because Joy didn't seem unhappy. Many of them tried to contact her on the phone. But the prosecution say it was Chauffeur El Israel who'd removed her from the group after he'd killed her. He did this to cover his tracks. Then, as he drove around Stevenage, probably looking for a place to get rid of Joy's body, he would leave mobile phone evidence that would be crucial in a case with no body or forensic evidence. On the 28th of December, his car was picked up on police license plate cameras near Stevenage, and around the same time, Joy's phone sent a signal from the same area. Chauffeur El Israel had lost status in the church, being demoted in rank a few months before Joy's disappearance. IUIC says it's after he'd interrupted a leader who was speaking and then got angry after being corrected.
I think he was rude to Officer Ashanel, and he was demoted as a result of that because I think he swore at him and had some sort of like blow up.
Israel United in Christ operates with a strict hierarchy system. Men have ranks such as bishop, deacon, and the military-sounding captain, officer, or soldier. Women don't have formal rank.
Basically pattern in the ISUPK. Them a pattern the ISUPK, them use the ISUPKs, you know what I mean? Doctrine and understanding of the Bible for lower you in. That's why them do, that's why them doctrine sound so good. Because all them do I teach what the ISUPK teach with some little tweaks here and there to fit the oppressor's agenda. You understand? To lower you in because everybody, every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian finding out that they are God's chosen people would be, you know what I mean, excited. So them use that to subvert the truth and distract you and lead you into another direction. You understand? That's why we say the ISUPK is the home of the truth, and here is where you need to be. Here is your safety. You understand?
And are simply called sisters. They're not allowed to wear trousers and have to refer to the men as sir, brother, or by their rank. Some former members say this hierarchy system...
They are not funding themselves. Let's look upon them. They have money. They have a lot of money, which means I know them have fund themselves. The money now come from brothers and sisters in the organization. It come from somewhere that have wealth. Them now fund themselves.
has caused problems within the church and means some people are scared to speak
DJ
out.
Julia for life said they are
People were able to do bad things to other people, and nobody was saying nothing because, oh, this person's an officer, or this person's a captain, or this person's a this, and they were literally scared that they would lose their ticket to the kingdom, I guess, like, you know, heaven or whatever you want to call it, if they spoke up against this person.
So I'm trying to think for Sister Joy, even if this brother was Shafael, even if he was going to pick her up, he had wrong. How did she feel? If this man was dropping in front of her house saying, oh, I'm here, I'm going to bring you to the school now, she would just say, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. IUIC members follow strict rules which it claims are set out in the Bible. There's no sex before marriage, and women and men aren't allowed to be alone together if they're...
All them things there, that's Christianity. There's no sex before marriage. Sex is marriage. You understand? You see where the confusion lie? So if somebody have sex with somebody in them organization, them not married. When sex is marriage.
Not husband and wife. Single men and women who want to date each other need approval from church leaders and will have to be chaperoned if they want to go on a date. If leaders don't like the way members are behaving, they can be stood up and told off in front of the congregation or even kicked out.
IUIC have a habit of public humiliation.
They stood me up one too many times, and I found myself really just crying and being very vulnerable. And it's all men doing this, so they're grown men. They're, you know, and just very aggressive and very
grown LGBT men, which, you know what I mean, is very rampant in that organization. A lot of LGBT men with, you know what I mean, some undercover cop, you know what I mean, it's no different from the Christian church. You understand? It's just a lawless organization that does nothing concerning the Bible but put up a facade as if, you know what I mean, they might bring you to the kingdom of heaven. Like the Christian church. But this one, like a Christian church, you know, the pastor might be sincere in his folly, you know, meaning him don't know no better, him think what he believe is the truth. But this organization, them literally is an organization created by the oppressor. Them know say what they are doing have nothing to do with God. But the facade of it create. So members come in and them believe, say, boy, this is the home of the truth, and it is not. It's just a trap. And as me say, this bastard called Nathaniel, which is their, you know what I mean, their leader, was an undercover cop in the ISUPK in its early stage. You know what I mean? That created a lot of problems to break up the ISUPK. And after they did, when them think the ISUPK was dead, them go create groups and giant groups and then created this purple shit. But the ISUPK was not dead. Commanding General YAHANNA brought back the ISUPK to life. You know what I mean? By Shami Awashai. You understand? And now the ISUPK is even mighty and stronger than this purple gear group. And now they are on the down. They are going down because they are being exposed. Members are coming out and exposing them. Where is the ISUPK member that is exposing the ISUPK? We are there. If somebody leaves the ISUPK, it's because they were the ones that, you know what I mean, was doing the wrong. You understand? These purple gears, they are down. So you might see them do like little, you know what I mean, little publicity stunt going out on the street and marching by the hundreds just to make you think that things are good. Things are not good. Things are not good in the ISUPK, IUIC. Things are not good. And sooner than later, you will soon see that the IUIC is going to crumble. Just like the Christian church, just like the Rasta. I mean, here in Jamaica, where's the Rastafari community? The Rastafari community is no more. There are pockets of Rasta, you know what I mean, on the internet that believes differently. Them not upon the same accord. Those people who want to salvage this Rasta, you know what I mean, mindset. But really and truly, Rastafariism is no longer a thing. Why? Because Rastafariism is not the truth. Where's the Christian church? I mean, Drewski do a video last night or the night before where destroy the Christian church again. This is the Most High is doing. The Most High destroy every stronghold that are hold back the children of Israel from coming to him. And the ISUPK have become stronger and stronger and stronger because what? This is the body of Christ. And this, the IUIC, in a short order, the IUIC is going to be no more. No more. Just like GMS, just like GOCC, just like all of them other fake Hebrew Israelite groups who think them did have the truth, leaving the ISUPK, thinking that them can farm them own a thing. There are no more. You understand? But the ISUPK will remain forever. This is the body of Christ, and this is going to create the kingdom of heaven under our King Yahawashi Mashiach. I'm going to say that with no apology. You understand? Let me continue playing this tape. It even look like I'm going to be able to cover all of the things them way. You know what I mean? I want to cover about the IUIC. Maybe next week, we touch upon another thing. Or maybe me just wait till them bright themselves again and comment on that one and we video them again and then may expose something else. You understand? Because them have whole heap of little nastiness out there.
Very harsh, and I got tired of it. They did it one too many times, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not crying this time.
Worried about accusations of inappropriate behaviour with Joy, Israel told detectives that's why he'd originally lied about dropping her off at her home in Hatfield, instead of admitting he'd taken her to Cricklewood.
The reason why I didn't bring that up before was because of my wife and people getting the wrong idea.
He
so
denied.
The reason why I'm never bring it up before because I'm wife, and this is the pressure that these gay groups have. You know what I mean? Because of your wife, you can't speak, you know what I mean, to another woman. And the same thing in Christianity, you know what I mean? Because you have a wife and you're not supposed to have more than one wife. When the Bible said you can have more than one wife. So them beat around the bush because guess what going on now? They want to appease to women and silly women. You know what I mean? That get caught in a them trap. And appease women. The death of this sister might be because he was trying to appease some woman. You understand? That's why we say, look here, man, just digest the entire truth and done. Don't go to some fake group because it appease your, you know what I mean, what you want in a group. Like you search for a group, like you shop on Amazon. The truth is the truth, whether you like it or not. We now go twist and we now go diminish the word of the Most High because we want peace and we want numbers. You know what I mean? That now that happen.
Having sex with Joy, saying he saw her as a daughter. In one text to him, Joy wrote,
him saw her as a daughter and see her as some little slut. When we have sex with, that is why him see her like a side chick.
I really do appreciate you treating me like a daughter. I've struggled with not having a father in the truth. So in a
that is how predators operate. Calling her his daughter when he's having sex with her.
Church where men have all the authority. Did any of them go looking for Joy? The court heard that 2 members went to her flat on the 29th of December. One of them was Shofel Israel himself, probably to avoid suspicion. But no church member contacted the police or her family with any concerns. Outside court, tensions are...
Nobody contacted the police. And look at these purple gear guys outside of the court coming to support them rapists, brother. With the person that did comment earlier on that in the chat, we are talking about hatred for brother, you know what I mean, trying to say that we have hatred towards the IUIC. They are not our brothers. The ISUPK is not affiliated with any Hebrew Israelite group or any religious organization. You understand? If you're not in the ISUPK, you are not in the truth. And that is it. So what you are talking about?
Running high.
There is the sister's mother. You know what I mean? Not jeering, because obviously the sister is mourning her daughter. But she's blasting them, singing murderer, because they unalived her daughter. So they are outside of the courtroom or the courthouse, and the mother of this sister, Joy Morgan, is calling them murderer, and them can't answer. Them can't answer because them unalive her daughter and then come a court to support the murderer.
Why did none of you from the local authority, the police, the 999 service, that's nothing against me.
It hasn't been made clear yet. That's why the court case is still going on.
Human beings did not.
They chastise them and why them never call the police. One of your members go missing, you can't contact a member. You contact the family, them don't know where she there. Contact the police. If you don't love a member, contact the police. You think me can go missing and Officer THAWADAH and call my family and them, nobody don't know where me there, and him no call the police? You think, Bridget, that would have be the top priority? I think nobody in the ISUPK can go missing, and we don't make that with top priority. But these purple faggots, in them batty boy, which him is a batty boy, you know, want to know that him is gay, you know. Him gay. Him, Nathaniel of the IUIC, the leader, is gay. See? Them don't care about the life because they are not the shepherd. Let me read a scripture. We're going to read John 10:1. See? And it said, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. And that goes to your Christian church too. And the IUIC, them don't enter through the door. What is the door? The ISUPK. That is where this truth was given. You understand? Them enter through some other way. They are nothing but thieves and robbers. And from your thief and robber, you're a murderer too. You understand? We'll continue playing this tape.
Call the police, but you still took her £10 a month or whatever her type was.
Oh gosh, man. Oh gosh. So I don't know if you not hear it, you know. I don't know if you not hear this. So basically what the mother is chastising them out of the courthouse, saying, after she went missing, you never call the police and you still was taking tithes out of the sister money. So you don't care that the sister now come at church no more. You only care about her money. You not take out her bank account. You not take her money even though you can't get her on the phone. Yo, this is Virgin. Save on yourself, you know. I don't know what else to tell you, you know. I don't know what else to tell you, know. If you join the IUIC, you not to your own peril. If you join any organization, whether it be a Christian church or Rastafari movement, you depend on your own. You know what I mean? Mastermind say you look hungry. I eat at this. I look hungry. This must be some IUIC member. This is how them operate. All right. Mastermind. Zane, why is the IUIC covering up the death of Jai Morgan? Mastermind. We have played the documentary on Jai Morgan and how she was unalived by an IUIC member and was buried in a park after him grape her, and the school, them church came out in support. Then what you mean? Why may I ask you? Then why you comment me look hungry? You defend some grapists. All right. Me a chastise a grapist. And you say me look hungry. Me you defend the grapist. So more you answer now. So right now you're in the seat of all grapists. So we are asking a question. What you mean why me ask you? You stand in the seat of the grapist now. Because you run off your mouth and don't know where you run off your mouth about. So you're in the seat of the grapist. So may I ask you again, why did the IUIC cover up the death of Jai Morgan? Zane, even though one of their members graped and unalive her, you are in the hot seat, mastermind. You are now defending the grapists because you are coming up against those that are against grapists. So you are now the grapist, mastermind. You say, are you graper? Mastermind, let me see your page. So we can know who the grapist is. All right, mastermind, are you that? All right. All right, we're keep a track of you, mastermind. So you're a grapist. All right. So mastermind, you have now taken all of the crimes of the IUIC on your shoulder by your ignorant comment. You don't know what this is about, and you're jumping at the chat. You understand? So now you are the grapist, mastermind, because you are defending grapists. You understand? Let me continue playing this tape.
See the money that you pay monthly? You knew she was dead, though. You knew she was dead, but you're still taking her money. But why you?
So basically, after the sister died, so this idiot has said, I block you. This idiot has said, I can't take joke. You see a joke we are run over here? Dummy, come off of the chat. I block you. See, we are running a joke over here, brother. Come off of this, man. We not run no joke over here, brother. We are talking about. But we can't take a joke. You see, we are running no joke over here, so. So basically the mother chastised them. You know what I mean? For take the money from the sister, even though at this point the sister was dead, you know. So they might take money from the sister even after the sister was dead. You understand? Let me continue playing.
You people knew it's from America. I don't care. They're the money. They're the money takers. It's the money.
So them send them members from America to come support them brother, the African, at the courthouse. Meanwhile, the sister body never find yet, you know. Later news broadcast said that the sister's body was found in a park, buried in a shallow grave. And it's because of this happened because of one of their members.
It's the money takers. No. Follow the money. Follow the money. You pay £10 or whatever to buy a month, yeah? No, my daughter still pay this, you do.
Joy was missing before my mum reported it missing. And they didn't come up to nobody, they didn't, tell anybody, they just kept it to themselves. So it's a bit strange to me, in my opinion.
They kept it to themselves because they never want no bad light upon them organization, which means them care more about them reputation than the life of the sister.
Reported Joy missing when the last time that we knew she was in contact with anyone, so the 27th of December, and obviously we would have had...
Clip them thing up. Because if you don't clip this and share it, some unknowing brother or sister go join the IUIC and I go end up like Jai Morgan that was unalived by one of the members. Jai Morgan was a zealous sister who was glad to learn that she was an Israelite, and she ended up being raped and unalive and buried in some park in England by a IUIC member. Clip this, on tape it and send it all over social media so that some brother or some sister don't suffer the same fate. You understand? We are the ISUPK and we are the home of the truth. You understand? And we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group or religious organization. If you are not in the ISUPK, you are not in the truth. So, you know what I mean? I implore you, don't make the mistake of joining any faith group or any religious organization that would make you end up like Jai Morgan. You understand?
Some more opportunities for our investigation, but I can't say, you know, how that would have affected things one way or the other because it's not an opportunity that we had.
What was your view of the church? Were they helpful?
Everyone that we approached spoke to us.
Did you find any resistance or lack of cooperation from the church or members of the church?
No, I don't think we did, really. I don't think we did. I think everyone that we approached to give a statement gave us a statement.
In a church video, US leaders claim members in the UK thought Joy had gone quiet because she'd left IUIC after disappearing from the Telegram messaging group.
January, people were trying to contact her up until the 31st to ask her why. So the consensus of the people was maybe she believes that stuff. So I wasn't taken serious to go to the police until the landlord called and said that her rent is missing, that she's not paying her rent. Now it goes from you leaving IUIC to a missing person.
Israel United in Christ says when its members found out Joy was officially missing, they started carrying out searches and handed out flyers in the UK, Netherlands, France and Germany. In a statement, the church said Joy was a beloved member who went from being shy and reserved to a confident and jovial young woman, and its members miss her dearly. But one former London member says she was humiliated in front of the congregation after she asked questions about Joy.
So I wrote my 2 questions down, and one of the questions was why you never informed the next of kin, and the other question was why you didn't get in touch with the family or with police when you realized that she was just missing like this, because it wasn't like her and she was with this 2 of kin. And the question was
ask questions about Joy.
So I wrote my 2 questions down, and one of the questions was why you never informed the next of kin, and the other question was why you didn't get in touch with the family or with police when you realized that she was just missing them.
So that what one of them bishop or one of them, you know what I mean, deacons said was a lie, because after she was missing, you never contact the family. So even though it became a missing person situation, you still never contact the family. I want to still take money from this dead sister. Virgin, this situation is so bad that if anybody see this video and still join them organization, Virgin, you know what I mean? God go with you.
Because it wasn't like her and she was with us 2 nights before. So they were just wishing me to wear some trousers again, to live the truth, that if I don't have trust in them, I don't.
And bear in mind, this is the so-called Israelite group where social media push will show you that is the oppressor COINTELPRO organization. Them push them on all social media platform, and them, we call it now, them shadow ban our videos. YouTube shadow ban our videos, TikTok shadow ban our videos, Instagram shadow ban our videos, but push them. I wonder why. I wonder why. Even with this, you know what I mean, hovering over them head. And not only this, Because I not touch upon the situation with one of the members sleeping with a tranny. And after him done sleep with the tranny, him shoot the tranny in the face. We no reach nowhere yet. I don't think we can cover it in other class. I'm going to end the class here shortly. So guess what? Look out for part 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. These are the pretty purple group I want to see and want to love so much. Because them look like a good, nice Christian church. Meanwhile, them responsible for the death of one of our sisters. And it close to home because it seems like the sister is a Jamaican over there in Britain. We soon find out though if the sister is a Jamaican. Then, if you're not in the ISUPK, no care how we look rough. You see we in a jewelry and we beard up and with this and we in a ears ring and we have call this the star of Molech, which it is not. This is where God is. Not in them little purple pretty group there. We look like on a Christian church. Zane, we finish playing this tape and then we go close out the class.
I have trust in my Bible and I don't have trust in Christ that I am worse than I mean, they were going on for a very, very long time.
BBC Newsbeat.
But our top story this evening is about Hertfordshire uni student Joy Morgan. She was last seen on Boxing Day, reported missing in February, and now a man's been found guilty of the 20-year-old's murder.
A man has been jailed for at least 17 years for murdering a student midwife from Hertfordshire, whose body has never been found.
On the 5th of August, Chauffeur El Israel was convicted of the murder of Joy Morgan, sentenced to life with a minimum of 17 years in prison.
Justice.
Justice has been served. In
Yeah.
a very good way.
Yes, justice. Life. He's not going to get below 17 years.
Yeah, that moment lasted it seemed like it was forever. I actually thought they said, yeah, not guilty. So I had to, and then I heard it, I was like, thank God. Thank God.
But the relief of a guilty verdict isn't the end. Joy's family still don't know why Chauffeur El Israel killed her, and he hasn't told them where her body is.
I got once alone in the hospital when she was born. I had to say goodbye.
Up until that time when this documentary was done, them still never find Joy Morgan body. Them eventually find her in a park, you know what I mean? In a shallow grave. You understand? So her body was found. You know what I mean? So one of these IUIC members unalived this sister and buried her in a park. Obviously raped her. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right, so the person, mastermind, come back as Akwanga. See? So him adamant that him go defend rapist. So him say me look hungry again. See? So him clear, him very stringent that look, me look hungry. In other words, him go defend the rapist then. Me not go block you yet. You know what I mean? Me not go block you yet. We're going to make you stay here as the defender of them, you know what I mean, purple grapists here. You are now them representative. So you bear all of them burden upon your shoulder now. See? Because you're adamant, we block your first account and you come back. So you clearly support them grapists here. So you are now them representative. You are now them diplomat. You understand? You know about them.
Something, it was Rico. Yeah, it was Rico. Rico was pushing himself in the middle. So Joy's like, Rico. Yeah, because I was thinking, what happened that day? Why was her face like that? To everyone out there, she's Joy Morgan, but to us, she's just Joy. Someone took her. So it's all hard. I haven't, and I never will put that on my head that I could have done more.
because Joy was her own person. She was a 20-year-old woman and she lived far away doing her own thing. She already involved in this church. There's nothing more I could have done.
Not having found Joy means that this case is not closed, and it can't be closed for us fully until we find her.
My son, he's been going out looking for my daughter. He's a 23-year-old man. He's looking for his little sister. And I have to be proud of him, you know, because it takes a really strong person to do that. But should he be doing that? Ask that man this. Should a 24-year-old brother be looking on a map to look for his little sister because you decided to take her away from us?
What changes would you like to see the church make as a result of what's happened?
Look, no matter what changes they do in that church, I don't respect the church. It just needs to be knocked down, taken apart, because they are going on that men are the top, women are beneath them, and that's it.
Maybe some of this could have been avoided if they did the right steps, you know?
They failed her when her name was deleted from the Telegram group by not fiercely trying to find out if she's okay. You know, we are taught that we are brothers and sisters, and we are taught to look after the little ones. And it just seemed like Joy was just failed by the very organization that she loved and that she trusted, and who were responsible to look after her and protect her.
Israel United in Christ says when Joy's number left the Telegram group, all indication pointed to her leaving the church or wanting time away, not being in danger. And it says the church strongly cares about the well-being and safety of its members.
If somebody left the ISUPK's group and we call them and them not answer, we are come search them. That's just it. We are going to inquire. We now make one of our soldier, one of our princess, them go so. You know what I mean? We now make it go so. We now lose nobody. We now take no chance. We now go jump to no conclusion. Say, oh, them one left. We all say, maybe our brother or sister in danger, we need to find out. You understand? We're going to close out this. You know what I mean? If them faggot here comment on another one of our video, we're going to touch on another thing exposing them. See? With that, everybody like, share, follow, subscribe, depending on the platform you're watching on. This is ISUPK Jamaica Law Class, ISUPK under commanding General YAHANNA, the one man in charge of Israel until Christ come. And we say that without any apology. And with that, we're going to jump to the security announcements. All right, these are the ISUPK security announcements, where the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. This is why we have this, so that sisters don't end up like Jai Morgan. See? They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which that brother or that sister will get permission. You know what I mean? It's like you will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Sex is marriage. You understand? Sex is not you having sex with a sister, but you have your wife over here. So if you have sex with that sister, she's your wife. So now you have 2 wives. And if you had 2 wives before, now you have 3. And if you leave none of them, we'll kick you out of the school. You understand? Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and 21, and Malachi 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you'd like to give. You understand? So you pay your tithes. We don't draw your tithes out of your bank account. Like the IUIC that draw Jai Morgan money out of our bank account, even when this sister went missing and was dead. You pay your tithes. You do what the Most High say you for do. If you choose not to pay your tithes, so be it. But we not gonna draw nobody money out of them bank account. You know what I mean? You pay your tithes willingly as you serve, you following the commandments of God. But the IUIC, they was drawing Jai Morgan's 10% even when she was dead. You understand? And we now stop expose them. See? Upcoming Holy Convocation. So the next upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of Purim. All right, so we keep the Most High's holy days. We don't keep any holidays of this wicked kingdom. So we don't celebrate Christmas. We don't celebrate Easter because none of these holy days are holy days in the Bible. But the Christian church celebrate these holy days, but they don't celebrate none of the holy days that are in the Bible. But we celebrate the holy days in the Bible because these are our holy days, right? So the Feast of Purim, that is the 14th day and of the 5th, that is the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month of the Most High's calendar. See? And the oppressor's calendar, this is Monday, the 2nd of March and Tuesday, the 3rd of March. See? This 2026, this year, right? Reminding Akiam and Akwatiam, our brothers and sisters, to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper or a soldier in this school, he should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. You know what I mean? And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imadium Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai Barak, Thumb. Yalamata, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, Imadium Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alathan, Basham, Yahweh Shai. Yalamata, class dismissed. So, you know what I mean? We might expose the IUIC some more, but it depends. If them comment on one more video them, then we'll unleash. See? Because this is their reputation. And with that, shalom.
UPK, O1 West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace, him start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. But just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the nation. Daniel get a vision. Him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions. Come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons. Same situation with Rasta with Islam. Holy beacon of hope for your lean and his UPK and the General Yana. Every foul of the ear Every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth I declare, loud and clear. Yahweh Shai Mashiach is a black man who have ear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, we no tear. Bun Saddam, my bun Batman are just part of the nation. Yahweh Shai never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. I just the last statutes and commandments would make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the whole city and the beasts and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, I know the first is. Hey, 400 years to work with, then desert with, then turn round and call we worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and they need doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to building off a turn after the long journey. No care much money you want earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to building off a turn after the long journey. No care much money you want earn. Hey, I just part of the mission. Yahweh Shai never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. I just the last statutes and commandments would make the decision to keep them with precision.